Hey YouTube, what's going on? So in today's video tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how you can use an LFO or a low frequency oscillator to auto pan certain elements in your mix and give them a little bit more character in the stereo field. So let's get to it. I'll show you what I have here so far. It's a very simple beat with just a bass drum, snare, and a shaker, and I applied a little bit of groove to the snare drum as well as the shaker. So let's give it a listen. Okay, so nothing too crazy going on there. What we can do is we can use the LFO or an LFO from another instrument to actually modulate the panning on the shaker, or if you wanted to modulate the bass drum or the snare or whatever other musical element you had within your mix, the same principle applies. Okay, so I am going to put in a line mixer here. What I've done here, I'm going to flip the rack around by pressing tab, and so we have our reed drum here, right? And shaker is on channel 9, so I've routed the channel 9 output into this mix channel here, which is the shaker. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to move the output into the line mixer. So now our signal is coming out from channel 9 and it's going into this channel on the line mixer. This is going back into our insert effects on the actually, you know what we can do? We can just put this directly into the input. So now when we play it, the shaker will still play. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is within this mix channel, I'm going to create a subtractor. And then I'm going to initialize the patch because we don't really want any sound coming out here. And I can just detach the audio output. And I can route my LFO1 modulation output into the pan CV in. So now what's going on here is, here's our LFO in the subtractor. This works for any synthesizer that has an LFO output on it that you can route into, you know, your mix channel or whatever other device you have. And what you can actually do is you can choose the waveform that you want, you can choose the amount to apply, and this will automatically pan the shaker. So let's give it a listen now. Okay, so that's kind of cool. You can also change the amount, how wide it pans, by using this channel 1 pan CV knob here. So if I turn this down, let's give it a listen again. You can hear how it doesn't really pan as far in the stereo field like the left and right image. So that's kind of cool. For this particular beat, we aren't going to sync the LFO. You can sync it if you want, but it actually adds a little bit more randomness to your beat if things aren't repeating every 4 bars. So if you have this and it's not synced, you're going to have a different pattern running through every time. So let's give it a listen with the rest of the beat. Right, so it's really simple, but it's kind of a cool way to add a little bit of extra, I guess, character to whatever is going on in your tune. All right, thanks for listening, and hope you guys learned something. Take it easy.